Hello, Hornets! Happy Tuesday! Alrighty, I got so behind today. I was uh, talking to the other music teachers in the district, Miss Brackett at Meadow Ridge and Mrs. Coe at Liberty. And we were doing some brainstorming and discussion of our uh, e-learning lessons and things. And I totally lost track of the time. So I'm glad I had my book picked out for today. But I need to share it on the music resource. So I'll go ahead and do that. Alrighty, and send that out on Twitter. Okay, make sure that got to everyone. We have a very special book today that I'm very excited for. This is kind of an interactive book. If you've ever read or seen the old, I think it was a TV series, that was called Reading Rainbow, where they would read you the book and have music going along with it. That's kind of what Miss Knopf created with this story. So this is called M is for Melody, a musical alphabet, and it's written by Kathy Jo Vargan and illustrated by Catherine Larson. And this is a really great book that takes us through a lot of different, it's not just instruments, it takes us through a lot of different types and styles of music and reminds us that music has many different elements to it. So we're going to read this book, and I have my iPad right here, and I'm going to play us some music from it as well. Hopefully we don't get that many ads that pop up in between the songs on this playlist, but if it happens, it happens. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And it's for Melody. A is for anthem. And we are so proud. It's our national song that we sing aloud. An anthem is a special song of praise and loyalty written to honor a person or place. Most countries in the world have their own anthem, and to each nation, it is a beloved song sung at special celebrations and events. Ours is the Star-Spangled Banner, and that's what you're hearing right now. Okay. B is for brass. Do you hear the swells as it flows through the tubing and out the bell? Trying to find the right spot in the music. There we go. Okay. With trombones and trumpets that shimmer and shine, cornets and tubas and French horns are fine. Oompa, 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 pa. The brass family includes the trumpet, trombone, French horn, tuba, and cornet. The brass family typically sits behind the woodwind section of the bands, and it has some of the loudest instruments. A brass instrument is played by blowing air through and making a buzzing sound on the mouthpiece. The saxophone is made of brass, but it's actually a woodwind instrument. C is for conductors. Waving in the air, they direct the music with a special flair. C is also for composer. Have you heard of Bach? A composer writes the music from classical to rock. So we're listening to a Bach piece right now. The composer, which is Bach, is a person who writes music. There are many different styles of music that you can write. Classical, jazz, pop, country, and western. Blues, rock and roll, symphonic, and many more. There are many well-known composers. Mozart was a famous composer, as well as Ludwig van Beethoven. Paul McCartney is a famous contemporary composer. Clara Schumann and Fanny Mendelssohn were famous women composers. Many older composers are also conductors of their own music. The conductor is responsible for helping a group of musicians, usually a band, orchestra, or choir, rehearse and perform. The conductor is a person in front of the group whose baton helps keep the musicians together and establish tempo and dynamics and directs the musicians on when to start and stop playing. So that's letter C, composer and conductor. D. Now D is for drum majors. Don't you think they're grand? They'll march down the street as the leaders of the band. D is also for dynamic. It tells you how to play. Piano means to play soft, and for loud we say forte. I know a lot of our Hornets, we reviewed our dynamics recently before we left school. Drum majors are responsible for leading the marching band. They set the tempo of the march and the music, and the band follows their leadership. The dynamics are our volume words, okay, for how loud or how soft our musical sounds are. So the drum major is like the conductor, but specifically for a marching band. E. To most people, here. Now E is for early music. Very long ago, medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque are three kinds you should know. Bravo, bravo. To most people, the term early music is used for European classical music, with the most familiar pieces written in the 17 and 1800s. Early music includes three important periods: medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque. Some instruments used to make early music include the harpsichord, lute, recorder, and harp. Have you ever heard of the music of Bach or of Vivaldi? If so, you heard early music. F is for folk song. And we like to say, it's the music of the people. Which one shall we play? G. The letter G is for guitar. You strum or play with picks. Some guitars have 12 strings and others just 6. A folk song is a traditional song that belongs to the common folk music of a people or region. A folk song is often passed from person to person or region to region. So it is difficult to know where it began. It is typically about work, love, or life. Folk songs are important because they reflect how people see the world. Most often, they are easy to play and sing. A guitar is a popular instrument in the United States. It is a flat-backed string instrument with a long neck, and there has 6 to 12 strings. Most have 6. There are many different types of guitars: electric, bass, acoustic, steel, and Hawaiian, just to name a few. H is for harmony. It sounds very fun when 2 or more notes are played at the same time. Harmony is what makes the melody or the main notes interesting. When we have harmony, we play with chords. I is for instrument. Which one will you play? When you join the band, you'll have fun every day. Practice makes perfect. An instrument is anything used to make music. Instruments can be large and fancy, like a grand piano, or small and portable, like a harmonica. Instruments are grouped into families. We have the brass family, the woodwind family, the string family, and the percussion family, all 4 families. You can make your own instruments too. See what you have around the house and how they can make musical sounds. J. Now J is for jazz. jazz. It's a cool musical style. It's a blend of our cultures, and it makes us smile. There's Dixie and blues. There's a big band and swing. Jazz started it all, and that's why it's king. Jazz is an important type of music in American history. When people from Africa were brought to the Americas as slaves, they brought their music with them in the form of slave work songs and spirituals. In the 1800s, settlers from many places such as England, Scotland, and Germany came to live in New Orleans, a U.S. city that has been shaped by French and Spanish culture and was also home to many African Americans. As these immigrants started making music with African American musicians, they blended their sounds all together to create what is known as jazz. Because of that, New Orleans is often referred to as the birthplace of jazz. K is for keyboard. Do you see the keys? When you play with your hands, you tickle the ivories. Pianos, organs, harpsichords, synthesizers too. We all are keyboards we can play. I will try. Will you? And L is for lullaby. A lovely song for sleep. Shall we go to bed, my dear? Hush. Don't make a peep. The lullaby is often a soft-sounding piece that's meant to be sung or listened to at night, especially when trying to fall asleep. The letter M is melody, a tune that we hear when music notes are played in line and flow into our ear. A melody is a series of musical notes played from left to right in a line that make a musical tune. You read a melody line just like you read a sentence. Melody is also one of the three fundamentals of music: melody, harmony, and rhythm. M is also for meter. You can be a music star and learn the basic pace is 4 beats in a bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meter is the way that the music is grouped together. Most of the time, we have 4 beats in a group. N. Now, N is for notes. Can you follow along with the notes on the staff to your favorite song? Each note fills a space or sits right on a line. The space spells face, and the lines spell every good boy does fine. Or whatever acronym or mnemonic device you think of. And remember, our musical alphabet only goes through letter G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. O. O is for orchestra, where people play as one. Woodwinds, strings, percussion, brass. It sounds like so much fun. Encore, encore. Please play one more. P is for percussion. Come and move your feet. It makes you feel like dancing when percussion gives the beat. Kettle drums are timpanies. Bells and cymbals grand. Find yourself some pots and pans and make the kitchen band. There are 2 types of percussion instruments. Rhythmic, which plays the rhythm but no melody, includes things like drums and timpanis and cymbals. And melodic, which means the instruments can provide rhythm and melody, such as a xylophone or metallophone or glockenspiel. We also know these as pitched and unpitched percussion instruments. Q. The letter Q is for quartet. It means the number 4. 4 singers or 4 players. It's a form we all adore. Duet means 2, quintet means 5, trio means 3, and solo means 1 all by yourself. It's as easy as it can be. There are many ways for people to organize their voices or instruments based on the number that they have. What we see here and what we're listening to is a quartet with 4 people. R is for rhythm. Can you feel the beat? It flows through our fingers and into our feet. Rhythm is the beat we hear and feel. It is one of the 3 most important elements of music. There are many different types of rhythm. Some are very simple, while others can be very complex. We like to think of the rhythm as the long and short sounds, how long or how short something is. And R is for ragtime, a hit for our nation. Just drag out a beat, and it's called syncopation. Ragtime is a type of music with a unique rhythm. It uses syncopation, which means the accent falls or drags out at unexpected beats in the melody, while the bass line remains steady. In ragtime music, the melodic line will fall either on or off the beat, resulting in a lively and original sound. One of the most well-known musicians and composers of ragtime was Scott Joplin, born in the 1860s, who composed The Maple Leaf Rag and The Entertainer. We're listening to The Entertainer right now. S. S is for strings. They can play fast or slow. Just pluck them neatly or draw with your bow. The string family consists of many instruments, including acoustic guitars. Oh, that's not a string instrument. Acoustic guitars. There we go. Bass guitars, electric guitars, violin, cello, bass, viola, harp, lute, and zither. They are called strings because each instrument has some type of string stretched over them. You can make musical sounds when you pluck or use your fingers, bow and use the bow, or strum the strings, which are made from gut, nylon, or wire. The strings are a beautiful part of any performance. T. T is for tempo. It's the pace we must go. Allegro means fast, and lento means slow. We also have presto and largo. And remember, our tempo words, just like the dynamic words, are all originate in the Italian language. U is for unison, all at the same time. Let's all sing together and it will sound fun. The word unison means all together at the same pitch, so the same note. Many times you will see this word printed at the beginning of a song. This means that everyone sings or plays the same part or melody together. When 2 or more instruments are playing in unison, it means they are playing the same notes. V. The letter V is for voice. Let our music ring. Our voice is also our own instrument. We play it when we sing. Everyone has a voice, and everyone can be musical. It's our original instrument, and we can make music when we hum, sing, and we get to take it wherever we go. A song is a melody with words that has beginning, middle, and end, and is what we sing. There are many types of voices in music, and professional singers can be categorized by soprano, alto, or bass, or tenor, and baritone. Opera is a musical play where the actors sing all the words, and they often sing them in unison. Now, W is for woodwinds. They are shaped like hollow poles. When the air flows through the tube, it comes out through the holes. Toot toot. The woodwind family includes the piccolo, flute, oboe, clarinet, English horn, saxophone, and bassoon. Woodwinds are used to make music when the air flows through a hollow tube and the player presses down on different keys or holes of the instrument. They were originally made from wood, but now some are made of metal. The saxophone is made of brass, but it uses a reed for the mouthpiece, so it is still a woodwind instrument. X. Xylophone begins with X. I'm sure you understand that all you need to play it is that mallet in your hand. Up and down the scale I go, a little fast, a little slow. Y. Now, Y is for yodel. We sing without words and make high and low noises. It's neat. Have you heard? Z is for zither, a flat box with strings. You pluck them or strum them. You do many things. That's a zither. Since ancient times, the zither has been one of the most widely used folk instruments because it was easy to make and play. It is a flat instrument with 30 to 40 strings over it and is played by strumming or plucking. Considered a folk instrument that evolved in the 18th century, the term zither is used and applied to other similar instruments, including the dulcimer and psalty. Long ago, most people were able to make their own zither out of wood and strings. Today, you can make a zither by placing rubber bands around an empty shoebox or an empty tissue box. Give it a good strum and pluck to see what sounds you make. Now, here's the end of our musical spree. So please share your love of music from A to Z. Alrighty, so that was M is for Melody. I hope you enjoyed Miss Knopf's version of our own little Reading Rainbow series with Miss Knopf. And I will see you all next time. Bye.